So what is cholecystolithiasis here, Roja? Cholecystolithiasis. Cholecysto stands for?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, of course. Cholecysto. So my question is, what is cholecystolithiasis?
Cholecystolithiasis.
Yes.
Stones in the...
Cholecysto. Stones in the cholecysto.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, what is cholecysto? Think in that way.
Oh.
That's it. It is easy.
Yes, sir.
So this is a kind of sac which is located under the liver that stores bile juice that is produced with the liver.
Yes, sir. By
So
gallbladder, sir. Gallbladder.
Yes, gallbladder it is. So cholecysto stands for gallbladder. So stones in the gallbladder is
stones in the gallbladder.
Whereas choledoco, I told you, D for duct. In that way, I told you to memorize. So choledocolithiasis is, that is, gallstones,
Gall duct.
bile duct. Yes. So here the similar term is here, that is nephrolithiasis. So here nephrolithiasis means kidney stones. All right. Next one is pyelo, Pyelo, that is renal pelvis. Renal pelvis. Please make a note of it. And yes, example is pyelonephritis. So pyelonephritis is inflammation of the renal pelvis. You can say so. Yes, inflammation of the renal pelvis is pyelonephritis. So this P stands for pelvis. That's all. In that way you can memorize. So pelvis is part of the kidney anyway. And yes, next one is Reno, not R-E-M-O, Remo. It is R-E-N-O, Reno. So Reno stands for kidney. So we have renal. So ALL means pertaining to or related to, right? Agree, Arun?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So renal. So can you frame a word like with this renal? So just now I told you renal calculi, renal calculus, right? Kidney stones, I said. So that is one thing. And if you go for this transplantation, what do you call that procedure? Transplantation of the kidney. So you can say renal transplantation. So medical term, okay? So renal transplantation. Okay. Yes. All right. Now next combining form is trigono, Trigono. So trigono stands for trigone. Trigone, of course, it is part of the triangular shaped part within the urinary bladder, where these ureters enter as well as urethra leaves. So that is trigone, we say. And of course, we'll discuss about all those parts as well as physiological processes in detail with the help of our own formula. That is Indus formula 83333 Roman number 10. And yes, so example is trigonitis, Trigon-itis. So itis, we all know that is itis stands for inflammation. So trigonitis is inflammation of the trigone in the urinary bladder. Trigone. Yes. Then ninth one, that is uretero. Uretero is ureter. Yes. Ureter it is. And yes, it is ureteroplasty. So, Roja, just give it right. Explain. What is ureteroplasty?
Sir, plasty is a surgical repair, sir.
Yes.
Ureter is the...
Ureter. That's it. Ho gaya kaam. Ho gaya na? Aur kya? So, ureteroplasty is surgical repair
of ureter.
Of the ureters. Whereas ureters are the tubes leading from the kidneys to the urinary bladder through which the urine travels. Okay, so that is ureteroplasty, because plasty is surgical repair, uretero is ureter. So ureteroplasty is surgical repair of the ureter. Right, good mark. Next one, urethro. Next one is urethro. That is urethra, urethritis, as well as we have urethroplasty. So urethra is, what is urethra? It is the tube leading from the urinary bladder to the outside of the body, you can say so. And the urethra opens as urinary meatus. So here we discussed about urinary meatus, right? So urethra opens as urinary meatus, and it is a kind of tube-like structure from the urinary bladder to the outside of the body. So we have the examples, urethritis as well as urethroplasty. So urethritis, itis is inflammation, whereas urethroplasty, plasty, just now we discussed that is plasty is, yeah, Sonali, what is
Surgical
plasty?
repair.
Yes, surgical repair, and surgical repair of the urethro is called as urethroplasty. Excellent. So next one, yes, 11th combining form in the series, that is vesico. Vesico stands for again urinary bladder, right? So we discussed about cysto also. Cysto is urinary bladder, and again vesico also same meaning. Careful,
Same.
it is also urinary bladder. And yes, we have example is vesico-ureteral reflux. So again, I just want to remind you guys that in digestive system, we discussed about one particular condition called GERD. G-E-R-D. Yes. So what is GERD?
Gastroesophageal
reflux disease. Yes. And I told you the best cure for GERD is?
Curd.
Curd. Okay, fine. Home remedy. You can say so. Yes. And of course, vesico-ureteral reflux. So what is vesico-ureteral reflux? Here, reflux stands for regurgitation, or you can say backflow. So backflow of the urine from the urethra and then into the vesico. That is ureteral. That is from the specifically ureteral is ureter, vesico is urinary bladder. So backflow of this urine from the urinary bladder to the kidneys via ureters. So this backflow, this condition is called as vesico-ureteral reflux.